So, healthy marriages don't start with healthy dating. Healthy marriages actually start with healthy parenting. Yes, hi, my name is Dr. Cassandra Bolar, and I am a professor in psychology, a marriage and family therapist, and also a researcher who studies family studies. So, what we know is that childhood has a strong bearing on how people show up in their adult relationships. And there are 5 ways that, based on the research, that impact how people show up when they get married. And one is their attachment style. So, what can parents do to foster healthy outcomes for their children? One is to develop a strong, healthy, secure attachment with their own children. That's with them being consistent with their own love. Because what we know is that your capacity for love is really shaped during childhood. And so if they have a secure attachment with their parents, when they grow up to get married, they'll be more likely to have a secure attachment style and be able to securely bond with their marital partner. The second thing, too, is to really do things that build that child's sense of self-worth and self-esteem, because your own self-esteem will be like a filter for your relationship experience. And if you have low self-esteem, even good experiences will go through that filter of your low self-esteem, and you'll be more inclined to view things negatively, more inclined to view experiences negatively, more inclined to view your partner negatively, because ultimately that's how you view yourself. So for parents to really help to foster a sense of, a healthy self-esteem for their children. Now, the third piece I think is so critical, because children learn by example. And this third piece is loving your spouse well as a parent. Or, unfortunately, if you're not together anymore, loving that other parent well. Because that relationship is really going to frame whether or not your children even desire marriage. Like, do you make marriage look appealing? Do you make it look like, or are you even sending messages that marriage is something that is to be desired by how you love each other? So that is so critical. A lot of times people say, well, they are a good parent, but they are not a good partner. You cannot divorce the two, because that other parent is going to show up a particular way if you are not parenting them well, or if you're not loving them well, and that's going to impact that child. So, loving each other well, actually serving as a living example of what is possible, is so key for encouraging or expanding your child's capacity for a healthy marriage in adulthood. The fourth piece is really emphasizing the importance of marriage with, while your child is still a child. Like, saying, I think that you have all these great characteristics. I think you'll make a great spouse one day. Like, marriage is something valuable. Just like you want someone to have a healthy bank account, you would want your children to have a healthy marriage and to continue a legacy of healthy relationships in your bloodline. Like, showing them the importance of marriage is important too, to actually instill that in them. And my light is acting wonky. And then the fifth piece is to really go ahead and start praying for your child and their adult relationships. Praying that they find a healthy spouse, they find someone who has grown up in a household that values marriage and has shown and demonstrated a healthy example of marriage, or at least a healthy co-parenting relationship. Because if you're really thinking about the health and well-being of your child, like, nothing is going to impact them like their intimate relationships. And I think, sometimes people are trying to just throw it all away, but it is still very much so valuable. So it's just, healthy marriages, they don't start with healthy dating, because people who had tore childhoods, they oftentimes enter dating, from a disadvantage. And so one of the most powerful things that we can do as parents is to parent our children well, help them build healthy attachments with us, so that when they leave the home and they build families of their own, they have the capacity to do so in a healthy manner.